Good evening. Welcome. It's 5:21. Pam, would you please note that Ms. Robles, Mr. Uxler, Ms. Solis, myself, and Dr. Graham are present. Ms. Quintanilla is here someplace, and Judge Haggerty is having a hard time finding this campus in the Northeast. Mr. Townsend, I want to take a moment and thank you so much for your hospitality, this great facility. Would you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Since we have you there, thank you so much for you and your team putting up with us, having to rearrange your schedules, and I know you have a new show starting this week, right? Next week. What's the show about? You can feel free to.
Spring Awakening is a Broadway musical that actually was nominated for 11 Tony Awards and won 8, and it's an outstanding show, so we're real excited about getting it.
Wow.
This
Well,
is
thank
the
you
set
again.
that we're on right now?
Absolutely amazing. That your students put together.
Our students put together, yes.
It's amazing.
Maybe some of the talent will rub off.
Maybe we can match the drama.
Oh.
I don't see Sandra. Anybody signed up to speak? No. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Okay, let's get rolling here. Item 1.3.
The Board of Trustees may conduct an executive or closed session pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code
Postpone it.
for one or more of the following reasons. 1, consultation with its attorney to receive advice or consultation regarding pending or contemplated litigation or for any purpose authorized by law. 2, discussion about the value or transfer of real property. 3, discussion about a prospective gift or donation. 4, consideration of specific personnel matters. 5, discussion about security personnel or devices. Or 6, discussion of certain economic development matters. The board may also announce that it will go into executive session on any item listed on this agenda if the subject matter is permitted for a closed session by provisions of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. Any vote regarding these items shall be taken in open session.
Pam, I'm sorry. We're going to postpone that. I just want to make sure you're listening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Item 1.4, approval of minutes, January 21st, 2016.
Move to approve.
Second.
Last opportunity for anybody who's welcome to address the board. Not you, Mr. Dunbar. All right.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer. Ms. Solis. Mrs. Quintanilla.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
The only thing I wanted to add was the name of the student that made a presentation at the last board meeting regarding the higher program.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll make sure to include that,
We
Dr.
can
Graham.
include that. Thank you.
And Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 1.6, open forum. There are none. Item 1.7, presentations by individuals, groups, and organizations. Item 1.7.1, Dr. William Sarata, college president, will recognize individuals who have retired from the college district.
Ms. Winstead, where are you? If you can join in us. So a couple of things. I'm going to read the bio for Ms. Winstead, but also let me acknowledge, as even before I do that, every time we have an honorary graduate from this institution, we put a stole on that honorary graduate that was designed by Ms. Winstead and her colleagues. And so you have left a definite mark that will live on forever at this institution.
Thank you
so
so much.
it is truly an honor, and it is bittersweet. So Ms. Winstead started teaching part-time in the fashion technology program in 1983 and was hired full-time in 1984 and became coordinator in 1986. Incredibly well-known and respected in her field. Tricia's worked in the community, organizing shows and competitions that not only promote EPCC, but also her students and the fashion industry. She worked with manufacturers and industry textile companies to learn the latest techniques in fashion for her program, and built working relationships with Rio Bravo, Tres Mariposas, where Mr. Fierro shops for his wife, Tri-America, the History Museum, and the Museum of Art. Tricia served as a judge at various fashion competitions, not just in El Paso, but all over the country. She was nominated for the Minnie Stevens Piper Professor Award numerous years, and as I said, every honorary degree that the college bestows, they are also bestowed with the stole that was designed by her and her colleagues. So thank you so much for everything that you've done for the college, and let me come down to give you your plaque.
Me duele tanto así when I cough. That's so long.
Have you been to the doctor?
Yesterday, he gave me a steroid shot to open up my, and she's coming out what she is.
Oh.
Thank you. You're gonna leave a lot of good
Memories.
What is, who is this? Ah. You got a bouquet of flowers. That's nice.
Yes, it's here. This
Uh-oh, here comes the judge.
Is there room for him?
Joining us in the Northeast.
Pam, thank you for sending or texting the judge the directions. It seems to have found the location.
No, he lives here.
Where? No, he doesn't. He doesn't live in this district.
How are you? I'm not gonna kiss you.
What kind of budget do you got?
Item 1.7.2, optional presentations will be made by the presidents of the Classified Staff Association, the Professional Staff Association, the Faculty Association, and the Student Government Association.
Why are we having that? Like, there, you know what I mean?
Mr. Gaitan?
Friday.
Board Chair Fierro, members of our Board of Trustees, President Zarata, students, faculty, colleagues, and members of our community. My name is Dan Gaitan, and I am President of El Paso Community College's Professional Staff Association. Our institution follows hiring practices that are constantly being brought to question to me. The contention is that they do not follow board policies and college procedures, as well as questionable internal hiring personnel promotions. It is PSA that must contend with numerous employment situations that affect our ability to do our work. EPCC faces more and more serious personnel, legal, and financial challenges, including changing regulations for the Affordable Care Act, internal employment grievances, employee pension funding, and college budgets, which have not been balanced for the last 5 years. That may result in litigation and can use up significant staff time and institutional monies. In my position as president of PSA, I see and hear from members and what they express on a daily basis, which is what I bring to you, our Board of Trustees. Numerous hiring practices blatantly circumvent policy and procedure, which direct and guide hiring, transferring of personnel and promotional opportunities within the college. When job assignments are outside of policy and procedure, the essence of fairness and equality are trampled. Our members are particularly sensitive to these situations in light of the fact that we have awaited results from evergreen classification and compensation that was begun last academic year, a year and a half ago. The fact is that favoritism and nepotism will unfairly guide staff appointments into positions that will benefit the most from the classification and compensation report. And this is clearly felt and believed. PSA asks you, as our elected public officials, to direct an independent audit of internal and external hiring practices for academic years 2013 through the day an audit is authorized. It is only a best practice and in the interest of our employees and the people we serve, our students, and the taxpayer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gaitan. Good evening, Dr. Ramirez.
Good evening to all of you, Dr. Sarata and esteemed members of the board. At yesterday's Senate meeting, Dr. Heron, along with her team, consisting of Marco Fernandez, Abraham Abail, and Armando Torres, presented an overview of many improvements which have been made in the college internet system, making it easier for faculty to find all of the sites that we need to fulfill our duties. I can't see. To fulfill all of our duties in one condensed area. We're so pleased to know that we shall no longer have to spend valuable time searching and going back and forth between different sites to find the sections we're looking for. Another site which many faculty will be happy to find is the new software update center, where we can automatically update our systems without having to wait for days and weeks so that a technician can come to our offices to do that for us. We understand that the number of updates will increase little by little as time allows. There are, however, still many problems which faculty face, and the solutions to some of those problems are more urgent than others. A very small problem can fester over time, and a small battle can explode into a full-blown war. As an example, Blackboard says that it works with Internet Explorer, and when we work at home, that is true. However, it simply does not work with Internet Explorer at the college campuses. It's supposed to, but it doesn't. This particular glitch has grown from a small annoyance to a major frustration, so it's really necessary to find the cause and fix it. We consider that IT is overwhelmed with updates, upgrades, repairs, and so forth. And for that reason, we would like to develop a collaboration between faculty and IT. We propose that a small number of faculty, not a committee, not a task force, simply a small number of faculty meet with a member of the IT team to identify those problems in their order of priority, so that they may be attended to a few at a time. In this manner, they would surely be able to solve problems and to provide faculty needs as quickly as is humanly possible. We know that faculty want to provide students with the technology that they need when they need it. And we know that IT wants this too. Therefore, we believe that we can find a means to cooperate and to work together to provide a state-of-the-art delivery system. We hope that that will be considered by all. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Dr. Maroon.
Good evening, Board Chair Mr. Fierro, board members, and President Sanata. My name is Rocio Fierro. My name is Rocio, and I'm the Student Government Association President. And we would just like to give you an update on what student government has been working on since our last update. But before I do that, I would like to introduce some of our members. So right here we have Adriana Bocanega. She's our Mission del Paso campus representative. Then we have Connie Gonzalez, our Valle Verde campus representative. Anitra Riley, a senator at Valle Verde. Karen Rubalcaba, a senator at Valle Verde as well. And our parliamentarian, Daniel Rodriguez. And our Trans Mountain campus representative, Crystal Tucker. This past semester, this whole past year, we've been working really hard. We've had events throughout the district to register students to vote, which we feel is really important since this is an election year, and we really want the students to be involved with their community. So this is something that we're trying to push to make sure students get involved. Also on February 11th, we held a town hall forum for candidates who were running for the state representative District 75 and district attorney at the Mission del Paso campus. We also, earlier this month, we held a tuition increase forum at Valle Verde, at the Valle Verde campus to inform students about the proposed tuition increase. And we also have about 6 members on the tuition and fees committee, making sure that students are represented. We also are working on the Trans Mountain Student Union that will be for this campus. We've been meeting with the architect to design the interior of the Trans Mountain Student Union, and we've basically finished with all of the designing for the inside, and the tuition is scheduled to be completed in March, but since we still need to order the furniture and wait for it to come in and make sure everything is perfect, we're going to open up in the fall of 2016. So we hope to see you there at the grand opening, and we encourage you to come take a look at it. It's gonna look amazing. Also, our Veterans Resource Center. As many of you know, we have been working really hard on this, and we would like to invite you to come look at it. Student government has paid for the furnishing of it, and it has now come in, and it looks really, really good, which it should be opening in the late spring to early summer. And last but not least, we've been working on a book loan for some time now, and we're going to bring it up to the Tuition and Fees Committee to make sure that they approve the fee for us to go ahead and follow through with the book loan. We have allocated a total amount of $25,000 for this book loan so that students can make sure the students have books when they need them, which is the beginning of the semester, and not wait till their financial aid comes in or their next paycheck. And that is it for student government. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 1.8, communications, none. Item 1.9, Board of Trustees business, none. Item 1.10, board reports. Item 1.10.1, treasurer's report, none. Item 1.10.2, president's report. Item 1.10.2.1, Dr. Sarata will update the Board of Trustees and audience on recent events that have transpired at the college. The outlook. The one for
First, the,
Hispanic magazine.
yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So a couple of things that I want to share with the board, Chair Fierro, members of the board, and members of the college community. As that lamp heats up, that'll be the second thing. I'll refer first to, I'm really excited to announce that El Paso Community College was named one of 4 finalists for this year's 2016 Student Success Award of Excellence that's presented by the American Association of Community Colleges. The award winner will be announced during the 96th Annual AACC Convention on April the 11th in Chicago. Pam has already put that out to our board members. We're hopeful that you can attend. We are one of 4 finalists, so we have a 25% chance to win the award. Certainly a testament to all of the faculty, staff, and administrators. The commitment to student success at this institution is second to none, and this is a tribute to that commitment. On the screen, you see the latest issue of Hispanic Outlook magazine, the top 25 community colleges in the nation for enrolling Hispanic students and awarding associate's degrees to Hispanic students. And on the cover is the #1 in both of those, which happens to be El Paso Community College. So we're certainly proud of that as well. This is the electronic version of the magazine. The hard copies are to follow, but it is out there and it is already being viewed. The cover was designed by PR and Marketing. Pam from our office also assisted in some of the minor details that we sure like in there, but kudos to all of the folks. And again, this is a tribute to the commitment of the faculty, staff, and administration at this institution. For us to be ranked first in both of those figures nationally is something certainly to be proud of. And so that is a beautiful cover to see. EPCC is proud to partner with the Medical Center of America's Foundation in El Paso, or MCA, and the Center for Advancing Innovation, CIA, to introduce NASA's new startup project called the Space Race Challenge. The Advanced Technology Center hosted the kickoff meeting on January the 29th with more than 50 people in attendance. Primary goal of this project is to encourage EPCC students to get involved and become interested in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics courses. Project consists of teams that will focus on the Space Race Challenge, life sciences, clean energy, and modern technologies, and cybersecurity over 4 years. Many thanks to Dr. Olga Valerio, our ATC Dean, Mr. Bob Starkey, our Manager of Economic Development, for your work and coordination of this initiative, something that we're certainly very proud to partner on. Staff Professional Development Day at the college was held on February the 9th throughout the district. Staff participated in numerous events district-wide. EPCC was honored to host Dr. Uri Treisman, who is the founder and executive director of the UT Austin Charles A. Dana Center, who provided a presentation on the new Mathways Project, a statewide initiative in coordination with Texas Association of Community Colleges, which is designed to provide college mathematics pathways that support students' goals. Several groups participated at the Trans Mountain campus. We were hosted right here, including students, faculty, counselors, advisors, and administrators, where curriculum, transfer issues, and the new Mathways Project updates were provided. Dr. Treisman was accompanied by several staff from the Dana Center, including Dr. Tina Jackson, Ms. Monette McIver, and Mr. Frank Savina. Mr. Evan Wiseman from MDRC was also in attendance, and many thanks to Dean Rick Webb, as well as Ms. Lucy Michael, for your help and coordination to bring this important event to the college. Finally, I have a couple of things. The first Franklin Covey 4 Disciplines of Execution, our 40X training, for cabinet members in the tri-chairs that we asked to lead this effort throughout the district. Faculty member Blaine Provinovich, Dr. Julie Penley is our dean at the Mission del Paso campus, and then Dr. Cassandra La Chica Chavez. They joined the cabinet members in going forward with the 40X training. This 40X training will provide guidance to prioritize and identify wildly important goals, which are known as WIGs, and battles or leading indicators to meet priority goals tailored to EPCC. This will be done in 3 phases. That was the first, and will include an orientation, coaching, a My 40X online training. And the intent of the initiative is not only to identify our top goals, but also to prioritize and make behavioral changes in order to meet these goals. On the agenda for tonight's board to consider is the next phase of implementing the training college-wide. It'll be an ongoing process throughout 2016 once it's approved by the Board of Trustees. The cabinet at the first level training, we developed what we believe are the wildly important goals for the institution, and they center around the 2 most relevant areas of the institution: graduation based on the number of degrees and certificates awarded. And this last year we awarded 4,077. The wildly important goal was set at 5,000 to award 5,000 degrees and certificates by August 31st, 2017. The other wildly important goal is enrollment. Those are the 2 chief functions of the institution: to enroll them, retain them, obviously, but then ultimately to facilitate their success. The enrollment goal was set at a 3% increase from this past fall to this current fall of 16. We've worked with the only other institution in Texas currently that is going forward with 40X is Alamo Colleges in San Antonio. Their wildly important goal was to go from 6,000 degrees and certificates to 7,000. They exceeded that, going to just under 7,200 in that first year. They then increased their wildly important goal up to 8,000, and they exceeded that, awarding 9,750 degrees and certificates in the second year of the program. And so we're certainly excited. I know that Chair Fierro had an opportunity to visit with Chancellor Leslie from Alamo, as well as Mr. Zarate, who is a board member from Alamo and happens to be the president of the National Organization of Trustees. We're certainly excited about the prospects of 40X for the college as a whole. Should the board approve this item tonight, then the college will be moving forward with training of 55 teams that will begin to launch this training program at the institution. The El Paso Community College Pathways team attended the first institute, February 4th through the 6th in San Antonio. We took a team to go. We're one of the 30 community colleges that was selected nationally to participate in the Pathways program. It's a guided pathways to ensure that students are on a path so that we can get them to graduate in a more timely manner. On February 11th, the legislative session ended this summer, and the legislative session has begun for the next year. On February 11th, I was fortunate to be invited to provide testimony in Austin before the House Higher Education Committee with an interim charge of looking at community college funding based on taxing district service areas, as well as some other initiatives that other community colleges are looking at, Pathways, which we're a member of, but some of the community colleges are looking at baccalaureate degrees, awarding baccalaureate degrees, as well as dual credit and early college high school programs. El Paso Community College hosted representatives from the Texas Mutual Insurance Company on Friday the 12th, and we graciously accepted a donation in the amount of $100,000 that will be used to create workplace training and safety programs. Congratulations to Vice President Smith and his team in establishing this partnership with Texas Mutual. Barry Bogo is very involved in this. Luz Tabada is very involved in this. Several different, Marta de la Fuente, Kathy Lopez, lots of folks on the non-credit side of this particular training. This was the second $100,000 donation from Texas Mutual. Ms. Solis was there for the first one. Chair Fierro was there to receive the check this last one. So many kudos to all of the staff. And I'm always happy to recognize our faculty and staff for the great accomplishments. This year, the NISOT Excellence Award winners for 2016 have been selected. This is through a nomination and selection process conducted by their colleagues. The faculty award winners are as follows. Faculty Achievement Award winners include Ms. Michelle Conklin from Education at the Northwest Campus, Virginia Madrid, Nursing at the Rio Grande Campus, and Christian Servin is Computer Science faculty member at the Valle Verde Campus. Dr. Jose Pacheco Lucero is our biology faculty member at Northwest, is the winner of the Minnie Stevens Piper Professor Award. I've had the privilege of nominating NISOD staff, the NISOD Staff Award winner for the last 4 years. This year, the staff award recipient is Vice President Steve Smith. So many kudos and congratulations to Mr. Smith, who serves as Vice President of Instruction and Workforce Education. All winners will be recognized at the annual El Paso Community College Awards Dinner, which will be held at the Camino Real on April the 29th. And we obviously they're invited to attend and be recognized at the NISOD Conference in Austin, Texas on May 29th. Congratulations to our faculty as well as to Mr. Smith for your leadership, dedication, and exceptional service to the college and the students that we serve. And then finally, I want all of the faculty and staff, as well as our administrators, to know that we are diligently working to move forward with the Evergreen Compensation and Classification Study. It is in its final stages. Our expectation is to bring it to the Board of Trustees for consideration at the March meeting for implementation in April. And the implementation will be effective as of September 1, 2015. And that concludes my report, Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Strata.
Item 1.11 consent docket, which includes items 3.2.
One second, Pam, please, I'm sorry. Under 1.9, board business, did anybody have anything? No? Okay, thank you, Pam.
The consent docket includes items 3.2 and 8.1.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Any questions? Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Solis?
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty? Mrs. Quintanilla?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 2.0, administration, none. Item 3.1, full-time institutionally funded actions.
Move to approve.
Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Solis?
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty? Mrs. Quintanilla?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 3.3, information items, no action is required. Item 4.1, consideration and deliberation on the approval of a contract agreement with Franklin Covey Client Sales Incorporated to provide training sessions in the amount not to exceed $150,000.
Motion to approve item 4.1 and 4.2?
Second.
Item 4.2, consideration and deliberation on the approval of the renewal of an annual contract for maintenance and support for software from Ad Astra Information Systems in the amount of $52,600.
Any questions? Okay, Pam, we're ready.
Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Solis? Mr. Haggerty? Mrs. Quintanilla? Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 4.3, consideration and deliberation on the approval of a second extension of the current contract for beverage vending services with Bottling Group LLC, doing business as Pepsi-Cola Bottling Group.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Doing this at 3-month increments, why aren't
Mr. Gallardo, please.
why aren't we putting this out to bid, or why are we doing this at 3 months at a time?
There was an explanation on the agenda.
It explains.
Tell you.
Let me just address that as quickly as I can. No, it is,
Five-year contract.
the note that's attached to it in the agenda needs some clarification. This is, the extension would also permit the college to further engage in the bidding procedure that has been ongoing. And as you might expect with Pepsi and Coke as the bidders, it has been somewhat robust, and No, well, I can't speak to that, but that is the purpose of this extension, is to permit, the bid process to go
Come
forward.
back in June with a contract for the winner of the bid.
I would certainly hope so.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, we're ready, Pam.
Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Solis?
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty? Mrs. Quintanilla? Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 5.1, consideration and deliberation on the approval of a contract award to Baines General Contractors for the construction of the Architecture Discipline Building at the Valle Verde campus in an amount not to exceed $4,446,090.
Move to approve?
Second.
Balance, Ms. Shaughnessy, after we take this 1.3 million out of the revenue bond, what do we have left in that account?
We currently have over $10 million that is from revenue bond proceeds.
It'll be approximately 9 million, Judge.
The first of the 1 million.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? No, Pam?
Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Solis?
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty? Mrs. Quintanilla? Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 5.2, consideration and deliberation on the approval to enter into an annual maintenance contract with Sun City Air Conditioning Company Incorporated to provide maintenance and repair for air conditioning units throughout the district in the amount not to exceed $191,169 through August 2017.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a question. Are these people that are doing the air conditioning, are they hiring our students that are taking air conditioning? Are they giving any kind of, on-the-job training to our students that are taking HVAC?
You want that question, Mr. Guerrero?
Well, it's not a requirement. I know Sun City has hired some of our students in the past, but it's not a requirement for the contract.
It should be.
I would think that if we're giving this kind of contract out, that we could work out some kind of an agreement to where our students who are taking classes in HVAC can get some work experience.
Or that we could create an apprenticeship program with them.
This is a suggestion.
Something to look at in the future. Thank you.
We'll look at it now.
Any other questions? Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Mr. Uxer? Ms. Solis?
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty? Mrs. Quintanilla? Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 6.1, consideration and deliberation on the approval of a grant award from the U.S. Department of Education in the amount of $594,461.
Move to approve 6.1 and 6.2.
Second.
Item 6.2, consideration and deliberation on the acceptance of an annual grant award from the Texas Mutual Insurance Company in the amount of $100,000. Any questions? Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Solis? Mr. Haggerty? Mrs. Quintanilla?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Chair, I just want to thank all of the staff for working on those respective grants. So thank you to each of you all.
Item 7.1, consideration and deliberation on the approval of continuing education tuition rates for new courses.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Mr. Uxer? Ms. Solis?
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintanilla?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 7.2, consideration and deliberation on the approval of continuing education tuition rates for revised courses.
Move to approve?
Second.
Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Solis?
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty?
Aye.
Mrs. Quintanilla? Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Fierro?
Aye. Pam, now we'll go into executive, please. This time for real.
The board will now go into closed or executive session as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act to deliberate on the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property as authorized by Section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code, to consult with legal counsel regarding pending, contemplated, or threatened litigation or settlement offers as authorized by Section 551.0711, or on a matter in which the duty of legal counsel arises under Section 551.0712 of the Code, to deliberate on the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee as authorized by Section 551.074 of the Code, and to deliberate regarding college district security as authorized by Section 551.076 of the Code.
I want to just remind everyone that I hope they have a safe and relaxing day off tomorrow, however they spend it. Enjoy it. Thank you, Dr. Serrata.
Thank you all.